viewers, my name is Nino and you're watching Nino's product reviews. Today we're going to take a look at the Thomas Allergy and Family Vacuum Cleaner. This device has the ability to filter the air as you use it to clean the floor, making it excellent for people with allergies. It can capture dust, hairs and other unwanted particles and prevent them from entering the air again. Has a fiberglass free HEPA 13 filter, an activated carbon filter and a micro exhaust air filter. First up, let's take a look at the various attachments that come with the vacuum cleaner. As you can see here, I'm holding the carpet nozzle. Now the carpet nozzle can be used to obviously clean carpets, but it can also be used to clean harder surfaces such as tiles and parquet. You have a button on top which enables you to switch. It's pretty standard fare, but it is a good attachment and you'll be using it quite often. The next thing you're going to see is the turbo nozzle. Now the turbo nozzle is essentially very similar to the first one, with the difference that the insides of the nozzle spin through the air that is being pulled in. Now what this does is it collects dirt and other particles much faster than the normal carpet nozzle. However, cleaning it can also be a bit more problematic. That's why we have the option to actually open the nozzle and have a bit of a better access to it. This will still make cleaning it somewhat tedious, especially if there are lots of hairs, but it is well worth it, especially if you gotta hurry for some reason. So this is a very good trade-off. Cleaning a little bit more, but for that also getting a lot more productivity out of the nozzle itself, and it does work much faster than the normal one. The next item that you're going to see here is the hard floor nozzle. Now this can be used for parquet and tiles and everything else. As you can see, it has tiny wheels on the sides and lots of little brushes. Now these brushes are going to be used to collect lots of stuff that is on the hard floor. It is a good nozzle, but I personally prefer the turbo nozzle because it essentially does the same job, only better. The next thing we have is the pillow nozzle. You can see it's quite small, that's why it's also used especially for pillows. It's very effective if you need to actually vacuum your pillows. I'm personally not the kind of person who does that, but many might. The next one is the spraying nozzle. Now this one connects with the vacuum's ability to use detergent and water. You can spray different surfaces and suck in the liquid instantly. And of course we have the crevice nozzle, which is very long and thin, enabling you to reach those hard to reach places that usually cannot be reached with the normal nozzles. Next up, we're going to see the stainless steel telescopic suction tube. Now this tube expands fairly easily and it retracts easily as well, making it very convenient. The quality of the craftsmanship here is excellent. It's all built very well, feels solid, and under no conditions flimsy. Now we have the vacuuming hose itself. Now the vacuuming hose is quite comfortable to hold. As you can see, we have several different attachments on it, especially the one on the bottom here actually, and this is going to be used in combination with our wet cleaning later on. So next up, you're going to notice that big bag which is standing next to your vacuum cleaner in the package. And you're going to wonder, why isn't this stuff with the other attachments? Well, the reason for that is because these are exclusive attachments for the wet cleaning process. Now as you can notice, we have the parquet cleaning nozzle here. We have a small rubber attachment in there which will enable us to replace the other one on the actual nozzle in case it wears off. And of course we also get some detergent in the back. Now Thomas actually instructs us to use specifically this detergent. I haven't tried another one, but personally I believe that other detergents will work just as fine as long as they're not too thick or in any way different and might get stuck inside the parts. You also get these mop attachments which are really nice. One of them has a different texture from the other, so you can adjust to whatever is needed. Now next up, we have an actual vacuuming bag and a special attachment which will enable us to use the vacuuming bag instead of the Aqua filter one. And this means that we don't need to actually use the Aqua filter to clean it after use. So if you prefer bag, this is an option for you. Now here I'm going to demonstrate how we can actually connect the hose to the actual device. You just push it in and then turn, that's it. And if you want to remove it, as you can see, it's very tightly. You can just do the same thing in reverse. I'm starting to prepare the whole vacuum cleaner here for the first cleaning process that I'm going to use in order to test the efficiency of it. And as you can see, attaching it is just as simple as any other vacuum cleaner. It doesn't really require too much effort or too much concentration to achieve anything here. We have several different modes, and as you can see, by holding the button I actually switch from the various modes, and by pressing it just once gently I turn it on and off. Now I'm personally going to only use it on low because that's all we're going to need to achieve a very good result here. And the first step, I'm going to use the normal nozzle that we've seen already for the carpet. We have here a very dirty carpet, we have dust, we have hairs, we have some other crumbs on it. and we're going to see how fast the vacuum cleaner is going to dispose of this dirt using the lowest setting. And as you can see already, after the first swipe, it's almost completely gone. I'm gonna go a few more times to achieve a really deep cleaning effect. I'm reminding you that we're going to use only the low setting throughout this review, and as I zoom in, you can see it's really absolutely clean. There's nothing missing here. And here we actually have the Aqua filter system. You can see that on the side we have an indication of how much we need to fill it, and it is very important to read the instruction manual, because we have an attachment depending on whether we want to suck in liquid or we want to use it with liquid. That means if we had to now fill it with water, we would leave it as it is and we would fill it with water until the certain mark on the side. Now, however, I'm going to insert this because the first thing that I'm gonna do is demonstrate how much water sucking power this vacuum cleaner has, and for that I need this attachment to be inside and everything else should be dry. So here we have a demonstration of how strong it can suck in water, and as you can see, all hell breaks loose. Even on the lowest setting, it's actually quite powerful, and I'm having difficulties holding it. Let me show you how much is left. This was a little bit more than half full. I'm trying not to take too much water because I'm actually going to use it to further clean after that, using a different nozzle this time. Now in this demonstration, we have the other side of this carpet, and as you can see, that one that we didn't clean still has lots of hairs, lots of dirt, dust particles, even some small crumbs. I don't know how visible it is. I've tried to zoom in as much as possible, and here we're actually going to use the turbo nozzle. Now the difference between the turbo nozzle and the first one is that it is significantly more efficient because of the spinning motion inside, and after only 2 swipes, you can already see on lowest setting again that there's nothing left there. It's pretty much clean, and if there was anything left, we just go for another swipe. Now next up, I'm going to set the whole thing up for the water cleaning process. Now this process, well, I'm calling it water cleaning, but it actually involves using the detergents provided by Thomas, and they give you pretty strict information on it. I'm first gonna prepare the whole thing. Now you can obviously watch this video and get an idea of how to do it yourself, or you could read the manual. I strongly advise you to read the manual in any case, but pretty much what needs to be done is being done here at this moment. Now we have this secondary attachment as well, which needs to be connected on one end to the vacuum, and it's being connected down here. This is where the water is going to come from, and by the way, if you want to remove it, you press this button and it just snaps out, as you've seen. Although I gotta warn you, after using it and pressing it, as it snapped out, some water also came out of the little hose, so be aware of that. Now we just slide this part in here into our hose like this, and it's pretty much snapped shut in there. It's removing it is easy. We just need to press back here and then it's going to go out. Let me demonstrate it once. Now obviously I'm holding all these things a bit uncomfortably because I'm trying to make everything as visible as possible for the camera. So while it may seem somewhat awkward, it actually is quite comfortable, and it doesn't take any kind of effort on my end. Here you just turn this a little bit until it just goes in as here, and then you snap it in, and once it's inside, it's already sealed and you can pretty much prepare to work. Now you're going to have to fill the tank with water, and there's a strict indication on how much water you need to use. I have it prepared here. You should read it again from the actual instruction manual, and you're going to use some of this detergent here now. Now on the question how much detergent you need to use, well, they actually give you very strict measurements. I'm asking Sarah to help me here as I prepare it, but I used my eye here because I didn't have anything to measure it that precisely. It was a very small amount that was required for this much water, so I just, you know, used my eye here, and I'm pretty certain that I hit it because it smelled nice, it foamed nicely, and the parquet was really clean afterwards, so that's gotta be right in any case. Now of course you're gonna want to close this and close it really well, make sure that it snaps in well, and then you just put it on the back of the vacuum cleaner from where you removed it in order to fill it. Now be aware that the vacuum cleaner uses quite a bit of water when this is done, so you might have to refill it. You're going to insert your filter inside, and be aware that now you're going to be sucking in water. That means your filter needs to be absolutely dry, and it does not, and one should have the special attachment for water sucking. You're activating your pump here, is going to suck in some water, and first we're going to demonstrate you here how it sprays water. Obviously this is not how you're going to operate it. You're just going to start sliding it backwards and forward and spraying as you go, but I just wanted to show you know that the flow isn't heavy, and it's all under very good control, and just one motion, and again at the lowest power setting it already sucked in all the liquid. Now obviously our parquet is not dirty or anything like that, so there's not that much cleaning happening here. It wasn't very dirty, but we did use it on another occasion, and it did a very good job. Unfortunately, I didn't film it back then. Now I'm using stock footage from my previous review of a similar vacuum cleaner, because the actual Aqua filter is identical. So I'm showing you how to clean it here. This is fast forwarded, but it's about 2.5 minutes, and as you can see, it's really easy. It doesn't take too much work, and I'm saying 2.5 minutes in total without being fast forwarded. And usually when I clean it and I don't have a camera, it's even easier. I can definitely recommend this vacuum cleaner, especially if you want to use it for parquet, especially because you then don't need to use two things, you know, mop separately afterwards. You can vacuum, and then you can mop the parquet with the vacuum cleaner again. It's all very nice. It's instantly dry, so you don't need to wait for it to dry. It's a great thing. So if you can afford the price and you're willing to go for quality, this will be an excellent choice for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if that was the case, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to support my YouTube channel further, you may click on the Patreon side on top, or you can also use the Amazon link that I've provided in the description to buy something within 5 minutes after clicking on that link. It really helps me, guys, and I'd be really grateful if you did so. In any case, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you on the next video.